Hi everyone. It's Promise Odera Onu. Um, everybody have seen the revelations that IBB admitted to, or that IBB made in his book, and it's quite sensational. Everybody's speaking about it, and I think it's a step forward, or even miles of steps forward, because we have been in this particular standpoint for a very long time in terms of disunity, mistrust, blames, and all, especially the tribal wars and you know the segregation, the marginalization that is embattling Nigeria. So at least somebody like IBB, who was a president, a military head of state, somebody who was very powerful, you know, that at least knows the secrets that the country has been shielding, has come in the open to set the records straight. You see, no matter how powerful you are in life, no matter how rich you are in life, no matter how much money you have in life, there comes a time you realize that you're getting closer to your grave. There comes a time you realize that everybody is equal in terms of we're all getting the same 6 feet. You came to this world with nothing. Regardless of your achievements, you are going down 6 feet. That's if you are buried, because some people are even burnt up and put in a small bowl or coffin. Their ashes, I mean. But it's a welcome development. Whatever the motives are, some people are discussing, it's a political move. Should Igbos accept it? I can see the Ohanese have requested for 18 trillion. Some people are not happy that they're requesting for money, but it's retribution. It's retribution. Even the Jamaicans and the Caribbeans are asking the British for retribution, and I think some have been paid. I don't know how many. I don't know if they're still asking for more. So, because Igbos have been blamed for so long that they are the ones that caused the war, and because of that, that's why most federal projects don't go to the southeast. And this unwritten rule that Showore alluded to as well when he went to the Honest Bunch podcast, that no Igbo man should be president. Even when KOK went to Honest Bunch podcast, he said that he knows governors that are not allowed to speak Igbo. Igbo governors from the southeast are not allowed to speak Igbo, because anything Igbo in Nigeria is as if, and all of this is stemming from that civil war. Now the clarification. Now I know this truth because when I handled the unity topic on my Instagram live, that's when I knew how deep this issue was. And I was like, wow, if exposed intellectuals, Nigerians that are abroad, can feel and say these things and turn this violent, imagine what is happening with those who are less educated or illiterate in Nigeria. So I went into a research. Let me find out if Igbos are really that bad. Is it true that all the tribes hate Igbos because Igbos are the worst? And upon my research, me that doesn't like reading book, I read key books, Madwebo, and then Emefiane Ziane. The guy did a thorough research on the topic, on the subject matter. He schooled here in the UK, and he quoted every publication on the topic of Biafra. I did a live and analyzed that book. I put it up. I've even pinned it on my Instagram page, so you can go and check it out. It's called Unity, Nigerians Problems. My findings. That's the topic, Unity. So, I feel vindicated that what I've been trying to tell my brothers, the Yorubas, the Hausas, and everything, we were all played by the British. We were all played. They played us. They played us one against another. Why did I say we are played? Nigeria did not start existing from 1960. We have been living together as neighbors all this while. Before 1914, before 1960. Now, all the Igbos that we are rich then, talking about Ojuku's dad, the Kenedri Chukwus, the GUOs, the men that matters in Igbo land, were all in the north. Kaduna, Kanu, that's where they made their money. So when you hear about Sabongeri, you see that Igbos have a lot of... It was when they started running from the killings, people started running back to the east. And they did not feel safe enough to go back because of the killings, that Igbos now started going to Lagos, which is why Lagos today seems to be the commercial hub of Nigeria. So Igbos and the Hausas lived together, made money together, until that discord was sown at that Kano airport. And they started separating Igbos and shooting them, and from there, the thing spiraled into the whole Kano and spread to the whole north, and they continued to the southeast. If you read the Madebo's book, you will understand the thorough. Madebo was so balanced, he criticized Ojukwu so well, but at the end of the day, he made it clear he was part of those that tried to stop the coup. Ojukwu was also part of those that tried to stop the coup. So you cannot say that this was an Igbo coup when a Yoruba man was part of the coup and an Igbo man stopped the coup. In fact, Agoyi Ronsi was killed by his Yoruba friend that he went to visit. They murdered two of them. So a Yoruba man died alongside an Igbo man. So at the end of the day, it was purely a military coup. And then the military was not such a... It's not an attractive career back in those days. So it was Igbos that were mainly into the military. Not like now that they've made the quota to be less Igbos and more of the Hausas. Back in those days, the Igbos were in the military. So you had so many Igbos that were up, higher up. In fact, Ojukwu and Gowon were roommates, according to my research. Right? Madebo was also part of the first people that were trained by the British. And because he was Igbo, it took him over 1 week to survive from Kanu when the heat of the coup was happening. And we were looking for him to come with a lot of decoy to be able to make it to Southeast. Without going back into history so much, the generation that fought that war are dying slowly, one by one, but most of them are still alive, especially from the Nigerian side. Talking about Abdul Salami, talking about Buhari, talking about IBB. So for all of them to be in that book launch, it wasn't just a book launch. It was trying to correct the anomaly, the hatred, the tribalistic war that we have. And that's why they saw the need that the Nigeria they love so much and fought so much for, they have to do something, because the way it is going, they can see that there is a lot of polarity, distrust. We have to come back as a nation. We have to come back as a country. We have to find somewhere to work something out. He's done all the evil he did. June 12th, everybody knew that Abiola won. And that could have set the record for democracy in Nigeria. Then what happened? He annulled it. Many, many years down the line, millions of lives lost. You are coming to say, oh, you knew that he won. One day, Yakubu Mahmoud will also come and write a book and tell us that Peter Obi also won 2023 election, as if we don't know. But God being God, I pray that Nigeria continue to survive and we are better than what we are today. People do what they think is right. But just like the Bible says, what seemeth right, the end is destruction. So you have to be careful decisions you take as a young man. When you are vibrant, when you are young, especially when you are a person of influence, you have to always seek the mind of God and advice and counsel of people that are wise. Otherwise, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. Look at how many people have been lost. Children, women, to the civil war. For what? A stupid narrative that was sown by that British spy in that airport. And our northern brothers got it around with it. Without thinking, this is people we've lived all these years with. Go to Southeast, even into my village, there are Hausas living amongst us. Igbos are the highest patronizers of Hausa cows, Fulani cows. We use it for every occasion. It's how we used to show that we've made money. You have to kill cow for burial, you have to kill cow for wedding, you have to kill cow for anything. House opening, everything. How can we then turn and hate ourselves so much? because of oil. But anyway, we couldn't see past our nose what was in front of our eyes. So if we wake up today, and if we realize the truth today, and we see that we are supposed to be better, stronger, united, then it is good for us. There's no point blaming the British anymore. They colonized so many places. They are moving forward. Australia, so many places. So we don't have any reason to be stuck in the past. Just for us to be sensible enough. That rule that an Igbo man cannot be trusted is nonsense. Categorically nonsense. That rule that an Igbo man is bad and he's going to take your land is nonsense. During December, during Christmas, we all know our villages. That rule that an Igbo man hates this one and hates that one is nonsense. We do business with everybody. If it was an Igbo man to have a one Nigeria to do business with more people than for him to go back to his village. I'm saying this to say, IBB is doing what is necessary, and funny enough, God will forgive him. Because God is a gracious God. Now the question is, will Nigerians forgive IBB? The Yorubas, will they forgive him for Abiola? The Igbos, will they forgive him? And others, because he's not alone. Gowon has opened up to say that he was not an Igbo coup. Ojukwu said he was not an Igbo coup, he was defending his people. People didn't believe. Now IBB have corroborated all those stories. Thank God for the intelligent, wise Nigerians, Yorubas alike, the Rufais, the Davidians. Thank God for them who have been screaming. Even homosexy or Motaraja in India, they said Igbos are not tribalized or tribalistic. So people didn't want to believe. I heard that some people are still saying no, that IBB lied. I don't know where you guys are getting your own information from. But I think it's a new day for Nigeria. We must build on this. We must find a way to go past, to go forward, to go past this hurdle of unity. We must find a way to understand that what we have underground in Nigeria should not be the reason why we hate ourselves. Because God has placed us in his wisdom together. Even if we don't know how to refine our national resources, let's learn how to manage the benefits of it. It's a shame that millions have died. And for what it's worth, some people are saying he should be in prison. Some people are saying this one, that one. But what I'm more interested in, can we change that unwritten rule that an Igbo man cannot be president? Can we change that marginalization and bring federal projects to Igbo land, to Southeast? Can we stop the hatred in our hearts? Next time when you see an Igbo man, can you see him as part of you? An Igbo man did not start the coup. An Igbo man tried to stop the coup. If you give birth to a child in the UK and train that child, even if he has an Igbo name, he's more British than he will be Nigerian. That is the truth. Kaduna Zongo was an Igbo man, yes, by name, from Delta State, but he was more from the north. His name was not Kaduna. He was called Kaduna because of how popular he was in Kaduna. And he didn't plot it to be a tribalistic coup. Adeboyega was part of the plot. Other people were part of the plot. So now that we know the truth, because we did not have history, for most Nigerians did not have history. Now that we know the truth, from the chief horse's mouth, can we change that narrative? The hatred against Igbos, we are just doing ourselves. Igbos are industrious, they are peace-loving, they are hardworking, and they are businessmen and women, entrepreneurs. We must embrace each other. Yorubas alike, Hausas alike, Fulani alike, build on our strengths and be able to foster a great country so that Nigeria will be the giant of Africa that it's supposed to be. We have for long been messed about by countries, even African countries, even small countries, because we don't know how to go and collect our clothes where we were showering or where we are taking our baths. May God help us, and I pray that especially the young Nigerians who are in diaspora will open their eyes to see the truth and stop the hate. God bless you.